Hi! It is here. The Divine event has finally begun in DML, so this long-awaited Divine event is now in-game. And the first screen that I have here is a big reward can be all yours, because to start off the event, we have a Dragon's Delight event with the new Jellyfish Dragon and the Bubble Dragon also in the event. But along with that, we also get this screen here that shows the legendary Guan the dragon. So, a dragon collection has started, and this event does go for about a month. This collection itself does go for a little bit over a month, so that you have time to hatch all the dragons and everything. But, essentially, if you want to get this legendary Guan the dragon, then you need to hatch every other dragon out of the divine chest, which is, kind of annoying, but hatch them all and place them into the habitat to get a unique dragon. So, these are all of the dragons that are part of the collection. We have the lilac horn dragon, we have the legendary furnace dragon, we have the bamboo dragon, we've got the pretty little glamorous dragon, and we also have the epic terracotta dragon as well. So, you know, they've all got that Chinesey theme, which is quite nice, but that lilac horn is a brand new dragon, so I'm really looking forward to getting a hold of him. And of course, on top of that, we also have this collection, and we've finally seen CHRONO Erlang Shen in-game. So, if you want to get Divine CHRONO Nezha, who is the exception dragon for this event, you have to collect 3 other dragons. And so these 3 other dragons that we have is the Dragon of the Month, which will be coming out tomorrow, which is the Cancer Dragon. Then we have the CHRONO PANGU Dragon, which is also out of the Divine Chest. And the other one is CHRONO Erlang Shen, and this dragon is the reward dragon for finishing off the castle event towards the end of the Divine event period. But he looks cool, he looks different from his art that we saw initially. He looked a lot rounder in the teaser art, but definitely a weird looking dragon. He doesn't look much like the other CHRONO divines, but CHRONO Nezha is a divine void and plant dragon. She is an exception. She has the same stats as CHRONO Aphrodite if you're interested, but that is the only way to get her. And now we can see the divine island itself. It's nice and pretty. I like it. It's all colourful, got the nice little pagodas or half pagodas, but this is the main event screen right here, and this is where you're going to be accessing all of the different events, seeing all of the dragons that are available, all of the badges that are available. Look at this, champion of CHRONO PANGU, collect all divine dragons during the Time Rift event, and Time Hopper, complete all rooms in the castle event during the Divine Allies event. Because again, we've got tons of different events coming as we've gone through before, but the main purpose, or the main point of this event, is to try and collect as many divine tickets as you possibly can. Divine tickets, you can purchase them if you want to outright, which is not the recommended method. You can get them through doing tons of different events throughout the month, of which we have the Dragon's Delight event, which we will go through very soon. But these are used to open up divine chests, and inside these divine chests you can get pieces for all of the dragons involved in the event, and plus you can get pieces for the colossus dragon, who is absolutely spiffing, by the way. Really like this dragon. Nice colouring and everything. But in these divine chests you can get the divine Chang dragon, CHRONO PANGU, the dragons that I named earlier. You can get decorations, of which we've got some pretty cool ones. I like him. And then you can get food, gold, Dragon Fury Essence, and VIP tickets. Of course, the drop rates of getting the divines are not very high at all. You're mostly going to end up getting rare and epic dragon pieces when you open these, so it does come down to a lot of luck, unfortunately enough. But these are the drop rates that you can expect from the divine chests, so you can take a look at those and, you know, work out some numbers about what you should probably expect after opening a set amount of chests. But do also remember that every 10 chests you do get a free piece free, or a free one free, I should say, a free chest free. But anyway, there is all that. There's also a special offer on for quite a few dragons at the moment, and there's also this totem that you can get during the event period. So if you want to buy this, it's better that you buy this sooner rather than later. It's a £2 bundle, well, just under, and it generates 1 divine ticket every 6 hours. So that is 4 a day. You know, that's for every 24 hours. But it's a very cool looking totem. I like the design of it quite a lot. You can get that and that will allow you to get a few extra divine tickets. There's also bundles out for the referee dragon that has 10 tickets. We've got one for the summer dragon, and this one also has 5 tickets. So make sure you're paying attention to the bundles throughout this time period, because sometimes we get some really cool deals going on at the moment. And on top of everything else that we've got, we do of course also have things like the whale mart, which are going to give you bonus items like divine tickets. So for example, in the whale mart this week, we've got divine tickets, so I highly recommend you go ahead and purchase some divine tickets like straight up from the whale mart. And plus, Dragon Fury Essence is also pretty good. They do have enchantment tickets and some more divine tickets on a slight sale in here as well. They're still slightly overpriced, but you can buy some if you're looking for a tiny little bit of a reduced cost on them. But before we get into that Dragon's Delight event, let's go ahead and open 5 divine chests, because you know, we're here, this is what the event's all about, so let us go and open it up. I'm going to open them up individually as well. Look at this though, really cool chest, really cool background. So every 50 chests we get 2 free divine pieces, which is cool. But our first piece here is for that terracotta dragon, and we get some gold. Second chest we open up is a rare dragon, which is Mr. Bamboo. So you're not guaranteed a divine piece every time. You're only going to get divine pieces if you see the little swirling around the chest. And there is our first piece of CHRONO PANGU, and we also got a floating lantern. So you can see how these divine chests work, what you should sort of expect. You're probably going to be hoping for more than just singular pieces for dragons quite a lot of the time, because you can get singular pieces, you can get more than just singular pieces as well. Well, that's how it definitely worked in the past as well. So you'd be hoping to get multiple pieces for the dragons each time. You can see the actual drop amounts that you can get underneath the dragon. So for example, you can get 100 pieces straight up for the furnace dragon, you can get 80 for the epics. For CHRONO PANGU, apparently you can get a full CHRONO PANGU dragon in a single chest. So that is different from before. This is a very big change, because before it was impossible to get the full Chrono Zeus dragon in a single chest, but according to the drop odds, it's actually possible now. So keep that in mind. Every single chest you open, you might get a full Chrono Divine, and that would be absolutely disgustingly good. So that should give you some incentive. But another way to get the divine tickets, like I said, is competing in all of the events that are going to be coming out during this time period, and as a result, we have to do this Dragon's Delight event if we want to get some bonus tickets. So, you know, we did a Dragon's Delight event kind of recently, but it will take you through a tutorial. So what do? You throw your random items at your dragons. I don't know why they'd want a statue, but they'll take it. So the idea is to generate items and give them to your dragons, but you've got to think about this before you do it, because there's better ways of doing this than you might originally think. So for example, there are tons of different ways that you can approach doing all of this. The idea is to not ever have to trash your items, because if you trash your items, you are going to have a really bad time in this event. Just don't trash if you can help it. If you ever get stuck with any dragons, like you don't have any items to give or anything like that, then you can click the refresh button, and then it will take an hour, and then the dragon will come back requesting different items after an hour, and that is the better way to handle these events. It is very time consuming, not gonna lie, but it is the better way to handle these sorts of events. So it's quite simple, but it does take a little bit of getting used to, you know, best methods to giving dragons items. Make sure you always fill up the tubes before you refresh dragons, because you know, you want to see what your different possibilities are and things like that. But if you do need any other tips for Dragon's Delight events, you can see all of that in all of the past events that I've done before. So the types of, or the level of the milestone that we really would love to get to minimum would be to get the Bubble Dragon, because you need 1400 points to be able to unlock the Bubble Dragon. And before that, at 500, 150 and 30, you can also get, what is that, 75 Divine Tickets. If you do manage to get to 2,000 points, you get 100 divine tickets, but getting there free to play is unlikely. Very unlikely, to say the least. Not going to lie. But you also, if you manage to get in the top 3 on your leaderboard, you will also get the jellyfish dragon, but it will be a very hotly contested event because it is a divine event. People will go crazy. It is only 11 minutes in and people already have 100 points. People are going to be logging in like mental, so keep all of that in mind. And of course, you can also get bonus event points because you've got I've got 1700 daubs at the moment that I use to, you know, generate more items in this event because each tube costs 30 currency each. So I would have to spend all of that, but you need to be logging in every 6 hours minimum to be collecting all of the bonus daubs that you can in this event. So we've got collecting gold, collecting food, breeding dragons, feeding dragons, winning battles, and catching creatures. So it's the same quest that we're used to with previous Dragon's Delight events, previous castle events and everything like that. So it shouldn't be anything too new or unexpected that you've never seen before. Oh my goodness gracious, that screen is bugged at the moment. Oh no, what has happened? But generally speaking, you probably don't want to be breeding legendaries or dragons of the week during this time frame. I'm only going to do it because I really want the axolotl dragon, so I'm going to do it anyway. And with your food, try not to accidentally put in 2-day food like me. 6-hour food, 1-hour food, and 2-hour food works the best if you're trying to, you know, generate food out of the farms. So use those. That would be my best advice. Just don't do anything that is going to potentially ruin your chances of getting points during the event, because you are going to need a lot of refreshers and you're going to have to be very patient with your dragons when they decide to ask for the worst items possible. So there we go, he's leveled up now, and then we can... What am I doing? I want to go ahead and sell him. Let me sell him. Did I really misclick that 3 times? Either way. Just hatching a brand new dragon, leveling him up, that should give you a decent amount of points in this Scrubadub Dragons. What a ridiculous name. I love it. I absolutely love it. It's because we've got a bubble dragon and everything. But let's not forget that you can also get points for doing battles. So, of course, the best way to make the most value out of doing battles and getting resources is to do your blue side quest map battles every day when they're up. If you don't have any side quest battles left to do because you've done all of them, then you should probably just go to the highest level boss that you can defeat on the map and just redo that over and over again until you get all the points that you need. So it's pretty basic stuff and stuff that we've done before, stuff that everyone really should know how to do if they've been playing the game for a little while. But for the newer guys, with so much stuff just getting thrown around at them, it can get a little bit confusing. So I hope all of it makes sense. And, you know, everyone wants a divine. Everyone wants a divine. I'm sure they do. Divines are the strongest dragons in the game, especially the exception divines like CHRONO nezha, for example. So, everyone is going to want to be taking part in this event itself. And plus, you know, I would take a free legendary as well. I want Guan. I never bought him before. So I will take a free version of him now if we manage to get all of these dragons. So, if you didn't know, I actually despise Dragon's Delight events quite a lot because they're just so incredibly grindy that I just have a dislike for them. But I put up with them if it means I can get new free stuff. One other thing is, if you see a dragon that only requires 1 item, rather than filling up another tube immediately, I'd recommend just giving that dragon its item a lot of the time. I mean, you can do it either way, it's just sometimes you just want to get rid of the dragon that has the 1 item first, rather than, like, this dragon here only requires 2 items. I might have said it a little bit weird, but since this dragon only requires 2 items, I'd be trying to feed the items to him first, because it would require 1 less item than feeding a dragon with 3 items, you know, does that make sense? Hell, just use... or try and feed the dragons that have the lowest item requirements, if you can, of course. If it's not feasible with the items that you have, then don't force it. But there's a lot of little nuances that you'll learn during these types of events, and you just really need to play them to get a good idea of, you know, what's going on. And you probably will end up making a dumb mistake because you haven't seen, I don't know, that one of them needed a certain item, so you might have missed it. It happens. It is what it is. But important thing is mainly to be logging in, getting all of your points. A lot of people do end up logging in when it's sleepy time as well. So if you're gonna go, yeah, well, I don't want to log in when it's bedtime, well, you're probably gonna get surpassed by other people. Because that's just the way it is. Especially when we have these types of leaderboard events, you are probably going to get a lot of people that really, really want to win. Really want to win. No kidding. But, you know, I think that is mostly everything that you should need to know about these events. If you are confused about anything, feel free to ask in the comments or on Discord or a PM, whatever is better for you. But this is the new Divine event, so, you know, even if you say, wow, this Dragon's Delight event's taken ages by the end of this 4-day period, don't forget, we've got event after event after event. And plus, we will have weekend events also that are going to be coming during this time frame that will give bonus Divine tickets as well. And they're going to give you a lot of bonus Divine tickets. So, aside from all of that, we'll probably see quite a few special gem bundles along with the special dragon bundles that we're going to see. We tend to get a lot of clam deals and things like that during the Divine event. And if you ever see the clam on sale, buying the clam when it's on sale is probably the best value you are ever going to get for gems in the game, because it is the cheapest way to get a lot of gems, but you do have to wait until, well, you have to collect it once every single day to get full value. So you do have to be patient with it. Some people don't want to wait. Some people just want to outright buy 3,800 gems and just throw them into a Divine chest. I would not recommend that, especially when we've got the other events beforehand, and now we have the chance to get a Chrono Pangu out of a singular chest. So, all I'm going to say is very best of luck to you. I hope that you get every single Divine, every single Epic, every single Rare, and every single Legendary out of this whole event, and I hope that we can all get Chrono Nezha, or as many people as can be bothered to put the effort in it anyway. But RNG will decide that for us, and also a lot of effort when it comes to doing that Divine Castle event. So, for now, I appreciate you being here. Best of luck, get into the game, and until next time, I will see you then.